Ever spent hours scrolling through Kaggle only to download messy or useless data sets? This video is for you. Today I will show you how to quickly find the right data set on Kaggle so you can spend less time searching and more time analyzing. This video I'm going to be talking about how to find the right data on Kaggle without wasting time. Welcome to my cyberspace. Let's get right into it. In case you don't know what Kaggle is one of the great platforms out there to be able to source data, and there's a lot of data on Kaggle. And sometimes it could feel overwhelming, especially for beginners when you don't know the right data set to download. Sometimes you download the data set and you're like, what is this data all about? I'm going to help you, give you the tips on how to download the right data set, especially if you are working on a practice project, so that you have more options when you are running your analysis and you are not confused, and you're able to find like a very simple data set that's very efficient. Now let me show my screen, and so you can have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So first thing first, you want to head over to kaggle.com. It's spelled Kaggle.com, and you might have an interface like this, or you might not have this kind of interface. But the first thing, if you want to download data from Kaggle is gatekeeping. You have to sign up. Yes, you have to sign up for you to be able to download the data. You could access the platform, check out different things, and you could do so many things with Kaggle. Like you could download the data set, you could also create your own notebook, you could join competition. Yes, you could make money from Kaggle. You could also join discussion. It's a very nice platform, and just different tabs. You could also create something for yourself. But let's click on to data set while we are here. And first thing first, before you go to Kaggle, you want to at least have an idea of the kind of data you're looking for. Are you looking for healthcare data? Are you looking for finance? Are you looking for sales data? So that could help you narrow your search, right? In case you don't have any industry specific, which I would recommend you do, one of the things you could do is you could also filter based off of field, like maybe computer science, education, classification, NLP, that's natural language processing, data visualization. And so all of this might not necessarily matter. Let's say we do data visualization, but like I said, if I were you, I would use all data sets. So because that's what we want for now, use all data sets. And there's this filter for a bunch of things, and normally I would advise you pick up CSV file alone, but we could have this away. So but let's do this right. So we do CSV, we filter to 8 point or higher. We do, it depends on, maybe well documented. We also do learning. Let's do just well documented. Let's filter this. One of the things you also want to look at is you want to look at this hotness. So hotness, most votes, usability, and updated, most download. So it's based off of your preference. Most votes would mean that a lot of people voted for data set. Most download means a lot of people. It just depends. I usually would pick usability, and they might not have a lot of votes. But one of the things you need to really pay attention to if you're working on a simple project, before you even start to open them up, if you notice that some of them has more than one file, 1558 files, I would advise you, when you're choosing a data set, especially if you're new into data analytics, pick a data set that just has one file. That's really going to help you. Reason is because if you have a data set that has multiple files, meaning that you probably have to see how those different data sets are linked up for you to be able to make sense of it for your analysis. This is just my preference. You could pick up any one. The votes necessarily doesn't matter. And you don't have to pick the first one. So just keep clicking. Let's say Netflix, movies and TV shows. I probably don't want to pick that. Supermarket sales data. This has 4 files. We don't want to pick that. Loan default prediction data set. Maybe let's try to look at this. So first thing is you want to look at the number of codes they have. If it has more code, it means that at least you could try to get some insight as to what people have done. You also see if it has a very great description, right? So this has the data type. It explains the types of the data, but this is like quite good. One of the things I would advise you when you're picking a data set in Kaggle is you also want to look at if the data has numerical and categorical data. What do I mean by numerical and categorical data? Some will call this integer, some will call this string. So let's show an example of this. So we see that this age is an integer, this is float, but let's see the data in itself. So we have, this is the ID, so this is a numerical data, a numerical data, a numerical data. We could just come here and try to look at the columns that we have. So a lot of times it will not select all for you to see. Just try to click on select all. So credit score, let's just apply this, and this will allow us to like drag to the right. I don't know why the heading is supposed to like be static, but let's look at this. So we could just look at this down here. So but I would say, so it has like 5 string, 5 integers, 3 booleans. We just keep scrolling. I could just keep moving this. Let me just put this down here. So this has like categorical data, categorical data, categorical data. This is, I'll rate this like a 7 out of 10 for this data set. I think this is good to download, and you just click on download, and you would download data set as zip instead of using the code for now, especially for a beginner. You click on this, then you almost have like your data set. Most time it will come as a CSV file. In case you want to change this format, you could change it to any format that you want. So let's just try to download like a different data set, and let's say let's go back to kaggle.com, data sets. Let's say we want to even go like more specific data visualization. Like I said, make sure you pick just one. This has lower votes, and let's just pick ones that have lower votes and see what is happening. So it says this, it talks about the source, what it is all about. It has 17 columns, and if you try to select all, we apply, and I try to drag this. So says the duration by trait. You see most of this is just like numerical data, and this doesn't have a bunch of categorical data also, so you might not want to use this data. This is a sample of like a data set that is not great for analysis, so I don't think you want to use this one. I think it's glad that we showed an example of one that's not great, and you could see like with the votes, right? So let's just pick student stress monitoring. This has a couple of code discussion. This is like, you know, some back and forth discussion. You could try to read them, but easiest way is just to like look at the usability, either do the filtering by that and see, make sure you try to check everything. The fact that they have more columns doesn't mean that it's going to be good. So there is like the same data set, but I think it has 2 versions. So let's see. Also another thing you can look at is if it has like fewer rows, then it might not be, you might want something that has like at least 1,000 records. So but this is 1,000, but I think it's still smaller, maybe 5,000 or 10,000 record might be something you might want to look at. So this is still a bunch of like numerical data. The reason why you want to pick numerical and categorical data, that's data that has classification, is because so you can have more options to like either run by variate or univariate analysis. So that's something that you need to pay attention on, right? Focus on data with, you know, filter to greater like usability. You could also filter like the file size, CSV, just pick 8 or more, and you'll be able to get the right data set. Other things you also want to do is don't be quick to, you know, pick, you know, the data that is like the first thing you see, right? Don't like, oh yeah, this is the first thing I see, let me just pick this. And that thing also, you should find the data set that is very good, try to bookmark it or save it, or you could even follow like the publisher of that data set. So when you see that, oh, who publishes data, you could follow the person, and that would really, you know, see that, okay, this person has like, they really publish like a good number of data sets. And some things you could also do, you know, just join competition and all of that. I think this video is a value for time. If you know it is, make sure you follow, subscribe, and share. Thank you.